And Silver Tom 93 came up with this idea of playing Kingdom Hearts 2 without jumping. Is it possible to complete Kingdom Hearts 2 without jumping? Okay, let's do it. That actually sounds really fun. I want to try it. Let's do it. Let's do it. That actually sounds super interesting. Let's figure that out. Hold on. I gotta get my copy. And so I decided to go through all of Kingdom Hearts 2 without jumping. Now, here was the rule set I had in mind for this playthrough. We went through it on critical mode. You are allowed to change your keyblade and use whatever items you wanted. The first rule is that you cannot use the circle button to jump or to use aerial dodge. You are allowed to go in the air only by doing air combos, but you cannot jump into an air combo. You must be grounded first, and the enemy has to be in the air in order to do this. You are also allowed to use aerial recovery if you were knocked into the air to control where you would land. You are also allowed to use all reaction commands. Also, the goal is to beat the game and get to the credits. You do not have to beat every world. You just need to get through the game and beat it. I can't imagine doing a run without jumping and trying to 100% the game. But the main rule is that you cannot naturally jump using the circle button. Starting off, this was pretty hard for me because of all the muscle memory I developed with jumping and doing combos. I've played this game so many times, so trying to get used to not jumping was a real, hassle. I had to rewire my brain to avoid pressing circle to jump. If I were to accidentally jump in an area that isn't mandatory, what I would do is reset for my most recent save and try again. If I accidentally jumped during a boss battle, I would die on purpose and try again. That way, it's not super annoying to go through this run. Not being able to jump and avoid attacks was not easy, but I'm going to be talking about my run now and see what I discovered. Let's answer the question, can you go through Kingdom Hearts 2 without jumping? Let's start off with the tutorial with Roxas in Twilight Town. For beginners, for this, you definitely want to pick up the Dream Shield. I will explain why later. On top of getting really great abilities for just a normal playthrough, there's an ability that you need later on that is super essential. You can battle the nobodies here and not really have any problems. Same with Twilight Thorn. Like I said, my biggest issues was trying not to jump in normal combat. This is where a lot of my early resets happened. But I was able to get the hang of it after a couple mistakes and everything was fine. Typically in a normal run, I would jump around to get away from certain attacks, but I wasn't able to do that in this type of playthrough. Instead, I had to rethink how I space some enemies' attacks and how I can get away from them with Sora's slow run speed. I was able to get through Twilight Town with not a lot of issues since the terrain of many of Kingdom Hearts 2's worlds are very flat. We get Valor Form later on and I don't really make it a focus to level it up in this playthrough since we can't really use high jump for anything at all. But I still use it here and there in combat because it's still a really fun drive form. Next world we're heading to is Hollow Bastion. This was another world with terrain that I didn't really have to worry about, although I did get really ambitious in this one moment here.
That's what I'm talking about. That's that. You saw that. You saw that tech. You saw that tech. The jump. Like the security system knocked out. I used the aerial combo. Like that's amazing.
Being able to get around the world without being able to jump is what makes this run so satisfying. We got to the Bailey, fought some more nobodies without any issues, and then we moved on to the next world, the Land of Dragons. The one issue I had in this world was the fact that I struggled getting air combos on the Centaur Heartless since they were mainly grounded. I had to be a lot more patient against them and just wait for them to attack and use magic. I also had a moment during my escort mission that kind of scared me a little bit. Can't get this morale. My life's a joke. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I like this girl so much, she's always on.
Oh, thank God. I'm about to say it's over. The run's over. I'm about to say the run's over. Oh my God. And this part as well, but I'm just dumb. I already got my... I was about to say! Aside from that, the run of this world was pretty simple, no jumps required. Now, this is where things start to get a little bit interesting. Let's land over in Beast Castle and see if we can get through this. We fight from Heartless to Heartless and get to the Heartless door boss. After defeating it, we must make it to the top floor. Although we cannot jump, so to get on top of the furniture is impossible through a normal way. Someone in my chat pointed out if I enter Valor Form and press square, I can get a little bit of air and then might help me reach the top. So I thought I would try it out, and so... Haha! Alright. This is not... Oh my God. Yes! Ha! What's good? Now we know using Valor Form we are able to get over small ledges by doing a combo rather than jumping, still requiring no jumps to keep moving forward. That was short-lived when we entered the next room. In the next room you must light up these lanterns with the help of beast servants. Sounds pretty simple, right? Why would I need to jump here?
So like right here, I need to go into Valor again. I can't go into a form here. Oh oh no, that's not good. Oh no. No. No!
So since Goofy is standing idly in this instance, he is not actually a part of your party. I was unable to enter Valor Form because of this. So I thought the run was over. There's no way I can make this without jumping. Then I remembered it wasn't over yet, so I decided to leave Cogsworth to die in the basement and left to Olympus Coliseum. Olympus Coliseum was pretty simple too, not too much trouble here. The only part that really gave me an issue was Hades' escape room. I usually jump away from the fireballs Hades would shoot, but you can't really do that in this run. But eventually through trial and error, we got through it. We make our way to Cerberus, and I'm actually really worried about this. Cerberus is a heavy hitting target, and he's pretty high up and doesn't stagger, so I can get punished very easily. And I have every right to be concerned, but then this happens.
Oh, this is not gonna be good. Wait, Mickey? Yes! This is much better. I'll definitely deal with this.
So I spam Pearl and use a spell at the end as a finisher, and Mickey literally saved the day. After that, we continue through Olympus Coliseum. We fight some more Heartless, we get to Pete and we beat him down, requiring no jumps at all. But then we get to the Hydra fight. Now, how am I supposed to get on the Hydra's back without jumping? Well...
Oh! Oh! Jumping! Ha! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I can't believe this happened, and I thought for sure I was screwed, but we beat the Hydra without jumping, completing Olympus Coliseum. But we still needed to complete Beast Castle in order to continue the game. It isn't an optional world, but rather one I need to beat in order to progress the game. And I still don't know how I'm going to make it up that staircase. But then I remembered my time in Olympus Coliseum after beating Phil's training. You get a new ability called Aerial Dive. It allows Sora to close in on a distant aerial target by leaping at them in a series of 4 somersaults with the Keyblade extended. So it made me think, maybe I could use this to my advantage, or else the run would be over. Then I tried to lock onto the boxes, but it didn't work. I was losing all hope when this happened.
Let's go! 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 Let's go!
I clearly lost my mind because this made the run even more possible. I love finding ways to cheat the system and exploit it. This run really gave an opportunity to do that. From this, we were able to continue the room leading us to the boss of this world. Aside from the move where he ends up eating the floor below you being unavoidable, this world was a pretty done deal. Next up, we're heading to Disney Castle. Another world with nothing special to worry about since the terrain was really flat. We enter Timeless River, and I did have slight trouble when it came to avoiding the car Heartless because I couldn't jump out of the way. Decided to use Chicken Little to make it a bit easier on myself. Timeless River completed. Next up, we arrive in Port Royal, another world with nothing interesting, in the first visit at least. Completed. Decided to go with Agrabah in this instance instead of Halloween Town. The one thing about this world that's important to bring up is the room where you have to escort Abu across the room. Water rises and knocks you back, and you can't jump out of the way. Easy way around this is to use Reflect when the water is coming so it won't knock you back. The boss of this world was kind of annoying since they float up so high, so it might take a little bit longer than usual to take them down. Aside from that, Agrabah completed. Now we're being sent back to Twilight Town, beat up some nobodies, and then back to Hollow Bastion, then to Space Paranoids. We then head back into Hollow Bastion, and Demyx actually gave me a bit of trouble because of my muscle memory. I'm used to fighting Demyx in such a way that I kept having to kill myself because I accidentally jumped.
I have no idea. I jumped.
But eventually I beat him. The walkway to the 1000 Heartless was also pretty difficult. I actually died once. I think it has a lot to do with the big spinning Heartless and not being able to jump out of the way of their attacks, but it is possible. The 1000 Heartless battle was a lot of the same, just, spam reaction commands to win. Now begins the second visits. We head back to the Land of Dragons. The only real point I can say about this run is the boss. In a normal playthrough, this is my least favorite boss. In a no jump playthrough, this boss is actually equally as bad. I thought it would be worse since he's airborne a lot, but using the air currents and reaction commands, it still pretty much feels the same. Land of Dragons is done. Back to Beast Castle. The only real talking point about this world is the fight with Zelda. This fight becomes a lot more annoying considering you can't copy his abilities to jump as easily. Leveling up Wisdom form is recommended here to be able to dodge him a bit. Also, I recommend getting the dodge roll ability from Limit form to avoid that wind tunnel move he does. After a couple tries, I was able to beat him. Back to Olympus Coliseum. Nothing really noteworthy here, just win the cup. Still no jumping required. Back to Port Royal. I hate this boss. I hate this boss so much. I take it back, that flying thing from the Mulan world is a piece of cake when compared to this. With not being able to jump, that move he does where he takes the coins out of the chest is harder to avoid. You have to time the quick runs perfectly to get in and do the reaction command. This is the boss I had the least enjoyment with. Eventually, I cheesed him out by summoning Stitch to refill my MP and to spam Blizzard and Thunder. Off to Agrabah. I hate Jafar and his flying buildings. Considering I never visited Halloween Town and that world is mandatory, I completed the world's visits back to back. The first world's visit was a lot easier. The first Heartless boss has a lot of issues similar to the Agrabah Heartless boss with flying too high and too far in order to hit it. Through patience, you can get through this boss without jumping. Oogie Boogie pretty much one-shots you with his boxing glove if you're not careful, but I've done this boss so many times in my level 1 run of this game that I beat him on my first try, so no jumping anyway. As for the second visit, the experiment was pretty annoying to deal with. I ended up attempting to spam it out by spamming Duck Flare to avoid having to fight it head on. After a couple tries, piece of cake. Now we're approaching endgame. Let's start off with Roxas. I'm just really bad at fighting Roxas. I can never get the timing down, and I actually don't think not being able to jump is a big problem here. You can do this fight without jumping, and once again, you should be good, but once again, I'm just really bad at this fight no matter what playthrough I go through. Moving on, approaching Xigbar. I cheesed him out so hard with Duck Flare, used Drive Forms and Ethers to refill my MP and just spammed it, easy peasy. I did go into Anti-Form once, and this happened and I thought it was really funny, so I included it. Maybe, huh? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Ow! Oh no. Excuse me. Skirt! Skirt! Ooh, breaking ankles. Skirt! Oh, see me with skirt! Miss me with that. Come on. Come on, you're better than this, man. You got this. Skirt! You can't. Skirt! You saw that? I was like, choom choom. We've come so far without jumping. The end of the game is right around the corner, only a few bosses left, and we've done the entire game without jumping once, right? This should be a piece of cake, right? Alright, first we have Luxord, which, by the way, is a boss I can't jump against, because if he turns me to a dice, I'm basically dead. So, let's find out. Here we go. Alright. Do I just pray that it's over? Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Oh no 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 no. Oh no. Oh no. You can't jump as a dice block. So the first couple seconds of the fight, I'm open to Luxord's attacks. Within the first hit, he knocks me down to 1 HP. He jumps closer and finishes the job. My drive meter doesn't drop fast enough in order for me to react. As soon as the fight starts, he turns me into a dice block. I have no moment to use reflect or move or anything. I'm pretty much just stuck here to die. I even equipped the Kingdom Key for its ability damage control, which lowers the amount of damage that you take, but that didn't work for me either. I thought the run was dead for sure. I'm stuck here with no way to move or defend myself. Then, it hit me.
Here it is.
Wow, so that's the hyperbolic time chamber, huh?
I must train to level 49. Remember in the beginning of the video when I said to pick the Dream Shield? At level 49 you get the ability Second Chance. With Second Chance you can take a massive blow of damage and still maintain 1 HP. I was around a level 37 at this point, so I left the world and returned to Hollow Bastion. Here I picked up the Goldwing Keyblade, a Keyblade that boosts the amounts of experience you get when you're in low health, and then I began training.
Okay. I'm so close. Ah! Okay. I think this one's a little bit RNG.
I just need, the moment I turn human again, I can heal and then we can start fighting. Stay right there.
Give me that. Let's go. I am a free bird. Oh my god.
I'm gonna die though, but that's okay. That's okay. If we die, that's okay. That's okay. If we die, that's totally fine. And we were able to escape his grasp, and I beat him without jumping. Next up was Syax. I pulled the same thing I did with Zigbar, and I just spammed Duck Flare and Dry Forms. Pretty easy stuff. Now here we are approaching endgame. Xemnas at the skyscraper was pretty easy and nothing special to note here. Now we enter the final door. First Xemnas was pretty fun, really no need to jump here. The second Xemnas was a minigame, so no jumping required. The third Xemnas was a bit tricky considering he knocks you off the dragon and you need to glide. If you're not careful, you can be sent too low and have to be able to climb back up. And since you're not able to jump, you're pretty much just stuck here. The lasers are a real problem, but easy to deal with if you do this. Okay. Meteor rain. And I can't heal in midair. Hold on, I have an idea. Maybe if I like slightly touch it, slightly touch it, slightly touch it. Yo, that's the tech! We got the tech! I gotta slightly touch it. We got this. We're gonna beat Kingdom Hearts. And now final Xemnas. The only real issue here is when he grabs Sora and you play as Riku for a little bit. You don't need to jump, but it makes it a lot easier in an actual playthrough. But I was able to avoid this in my second time of fighting him by spamming Reflect to dodge it. And here we are. Oh no. Oh no. What are you doing? Okay. Okay. I need to heal immediately. We won. We did it. Kingdom Hearts is beatable without jumps. It's over, boys and girls. It's over. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! What a trip this has been. Trying to make sure I don't... Oh. Why would you kind of let Zelda sit there in the end? I don't know. I really don't know. Alright, here we go. Moment of truth. I'm trying to style on him. Nah. And just like that, you can beat Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix without jumping. That's amazing. That's without pressing the jump button. That's awesome. That's awesome. And that's the GG. This was tons of fun and I recommend giving this run a try if you want to try something interesting. I learned a lot of new things about the game and it made me appreciate it even more. But it also pointed out how bland some of the worlds are in terms of design. But to answer the titled question, you can beat Kingdom Hearts 2 without jumping.